While it doesn't sound like an awful concept on paper, there are a few issues that greatly impact the enjoyability of the show as a whole. The first of these issues being that our MC doesn't know how strong he is, at least in the beginning, and to be frank, I hate this trope. Characters who are super OP and can crush any test or evil dude that's put in front of them, but are like, what a coincidence, how could this be? I must be super lucky. Like, be so for real right now. You're telling me you blow the side off of a building and don't think you're at least a bit strong? It especially doesn't make sense if you take into account that he was a literal employee at a guild for like 10 plus years. I understand that his job was mostly paperwork, but to have so little understanding of the clientele you serve, adventurers, just does not compute with me. At least this whole misunderstanding is explained later by stating that one of Rick's instructors kept telling him that even low-rank adventurers could do impossible tasks. You know, like crush huge boulders with a single punch and run at whatever this speed is. And he does eventually realize that, maybe I am strong. But like, look, I get it, gaslight gatekeep girl boss, or whatever you want to do. But it took a few episodes too long for him to realize how strong he actually is. Before you throw me in the gulag, let me start by saying I truly do like and appreciate the concept of going back to do what you want to do as a child. It's kind of a different perspective on the whole I'm gonna follow my dream and be the best trope that 9 out of 10 of these high fantasy storylines follow. There's different factors at play when you have to circle back to do something you've always wanted to do. You've lived different experiences, and your shift in perspective as you age can truly be a benefit or a detriment to your journey, making for an overall more interesting and unique viewing experience. But the fact is that the message trying to be conveyed is kind of squandered here. After the initial drama of the E-rank exam where everyone is judging him to his face, calling him old and weak, you come to the realization that most people don't really care how old Rick is. It isn't really a problem for him beyond surface level judgments made by people who have never interacted with him before. If you're an adventurer and aren't actively being examined in a test-like context, then people aren't really on your ass about how old you are. After the initial examination debacle, people really start focusing on how strong he is, while sometimes joking that he looks old before he actually starts doing any kind of fighting. So this relatively unique concept of him facing adversity and discrimination due to his age is kind of watered down into nothing eventually. Now look, it's not like there was a promise made to us that this would be the only thing the show has to offer, but when you sell a show on a somewhat original idea, and then immediately make it take a back seat so your series can fall in line with every other typical fantasy show, it doesn't exactly make for a cohesive watching experience. In fact, it leaves you with an experience that's overwhelmingly generic and forgettable by the end.